Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 13th of May. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Integrated Research, Revera Solutions, ResMed, Blue Energy and Big Tin Can. So if you have a request, send it through. Make sure you're getting our free newsletter every Thursday, but if you want our best ideas, you need to get the Dynamic Investor Report every Tuesday. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them around on social media or even leave us a review. Remember, our core business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to open a broking account and get my personal help, then please let me know. And all the advice here, of course, is general only. So a daily chart here of IRI. We've got this big downtrend. Now the first signs that the downtrend was maybe breaking were here in April, so we could see that it just went to a higher high, then it came back. Unfortunately, the movement here has been fairly sharp, and we've also seen a bit of a tick up here in volume. So although it's made a higher high, pullback here's been pretty negative. So look, it does need to make a higher low and then start to build on that. But I'm just concerned of this, as I said, this sort of sharpness here. So I'd be very careful of a break of this support, and then it will obviously trigger some more stops and it will head lower. So just be very careful around these levels. Okay, Revera. So with this one, price action since early March has actually been pretty positive. We could see it sort of building up nicely here with the lows and the highs. Big move here on volume, which is good. Obviously it's fallen short at this old peak. Naturally it's hit some resistance, but it hasn't come back in a big way, so it seems to be absorbing that selling. I mean, price action the last 2 days hasn't actually been too bad considering the broader market. So it's holding up well. So what I'd be doing is just looking for any outperformance compared to the market. So if the market is weak over the next few days, but this holds up very well, then that's a good sign for when the market does get going again. ResMed, so to put in perspective, weekly chart, look, we've still got the uptrend here, higher highs, higher lows. But obviously the recent drop is a bit of a negative. It was recovering quite nicely, and then it's pulled back here on increased volume. But having said that, there seems to have been good buying support during that drop. So we could see the fall here has seen the share price close sort of on its pretty much near its high of the day instead of its lows. Again here, closing near the high. And even though it hasn't kicked on greatly since this low, it's generally held in, and we can see that each of those days it's generally closed near the highs of the day as well. So it looks like it's holding in pretty well. I think that in terms of a buy, it's probably too early. It needs to use up some more time here. It's okay as a hold, but it needs to use up some time, as I said. So it'll probably underperform a little bit in the short term. And then after that, it'd be a matter of time to find the next buying opportunity. Okay, Blue Energy. So generally done pretty well over the year, but then since December we could see it has been struggling now just beyond that 10-cent mark. So we've got pretty much like a double top there. Tried to rally here, putting in on a closing basis, I guess a lower high. As I said, clear rejection up here. We could say that it's just giving us a big sideways consolidation, but you've got a share price sort of halfway in this region. So in terms of a buy, I'd really want to see an upside break beyond 10 cents. If it's been such a problem on a number of occasions in the past, I want to see all that selling get out of the way first. Okay, and Big Tin Can. So we've got this sort of downtrend here, still stuck in the downtrend. Came to this low and bounced, but the problem with that is we've had sort of this movement off the March low, and then to come back to the March low, instead of coming back nice and, instead of easing back into it, it's just come back very sharply, bounced naturally, but I just think this was most likely short term. So, if you were buying it here, hoping it'd get back up towards this region before turning down again, I mean, you pretty much have to catch it here with a tight stop, and then you'll have a sort of a half decent risk reward there. But if you're not looking for a short-term trade, you really need to see a bit more evidence of some higher lows. But yeah, at the moment, to me, this is probably just a dead cat bounce. Okay, well, that's all for this week. As always, if you have a request, send it through. We get a lot of requests. I try to share it around and keep it fair for everyone, but send it through, and I'll try to include it next Thursday for you.